Hi YouTube, I'm lost as you. For my friends who I haven't seen in a while, I'm glad to be with you again. Sorry I haven't made any videos in a while. It's quite a production to get set up to make one, how I live, and I travel quite a bit and I'm just on a little Sprinter net card, so I don't really have good access all the time. But this is for the newly awakened, the people that are just waking up and finding out that the world's not what they thought it was. And you know who you are because you're watching our videos. Um, if the news has been lying to you, you get mad every time you turn on the news because it's full of lies. The newspaper is telling you things that you just know aren't true and they don't match the world you see around you, and you've been disturbed for some while about it. And now you're starting to catch on to the truth. You're starting to see that America's in a lot more trouble than you thought it was, and the people around you just seem oblivious to it. Congratulations, you're awake. The downside is you're not going to be sleeping well. But there is a good side to this. You're not alone. There are literally millions of Americans and millions more of people throughout the world that are catching on to this game that they're playing. So you're not alone. You're scared? Yeah, so are the rest of us. But what defines courage is not what a person does, or it's not a person being afraid, but what a person does when they're afraid. So since you're just newly awakened, you're probably wondering, what can I do? Well, there's three primary things I think that you have to do right off the bat. The first is get right with your Creator. You need to get your heart in the right place, because there is a spiritual battle going on. You need to figure out what that is. You need to get comfortable with it and immerse yourself in it. The second most important thing that you can do is provide for the safety and security of your family. And the third most important thing you can do is to get informed. And I found the best place to get informed is Infowars.com with Alex Jones. Also, do a search on YouTube for Patriot, freedom, any of those tag words will bring you to the Patriot pages. These people here are remarkably well informed, but don't just believe everything we say. Do the research. On my videos and a lot of other Patriot videos, we try to put the links on the side. Check them out. Read them for yourself and see if you agree with what they say. And if you don't, then you make a video like the one you're watching now and share your views and opinions, because this isn't just a media outlet like Fox News where they turn on the news and you shut your brain off and you just absorb whatever they say to you. This is an exchange of ideas, how media is meant to be. Bunker Report, Scuba Man, these guys will kick an idea at you. Fever I Am, any number of these guys. And think about it, mull it over. Take a look and see what you think, and see if it matches what you think. And if not, then put your spin on it and kick something out, because there might be something that we haven't thought of. So getting informed is critical. Again, Infowars.com, Prison Planet TV. Prison Planet TV is like $6 a month, and there's just tons of videos from loose change, things about 9/11, the Federal Reserve, voter fraud, a lot of this stuff that's going on in America. That's a real good resource for just real quick information that you can verify for yourself. New World Order is a catchphrase that they try to pin on conspiracy theorists all the time. All New World Order is globalization. That's something you see in the news quite a bit. They don't want to call it New World Order anymore, because George Bush ran it out, Clinton ran it out. Everybody, and they think it's something that it's not. It's not some crazy conspiracy theory. Globalization is just corporate takeover of a country instead of another corporation. That's not so hard to believe. Of course, your thought paradigm is just totally twisted right now. It's just totally blown out of the water because you didn't see this coming. And then you find out you've been walking in the woods and now you're surrounded by wolves. We all have that feeling. It's nothing to be afraid of. This is something we're going to work through. Now, providing for your family. What can you do? Well, first off, you're going to have to sit down and think about what your scenario is first. Because there's going to be a whole list of scenarios. One might be staying where you're at, hunkering down, trying to get through the crisis. Contingency plan may be to try to make it to some wooded area or to somebody's farm or somebody's property. Another one might be taking it to the man. Who knows what your contingency plan is going to be, but you're going to need to plan accordingly. You're going to need to store food, because they say the average grocery store in America will have food for 2 to 3 days, and then after that, people are going hungry and it's going to get crazy. So buy storable food. Also, on a storable food note, what I do is I stock up also on rice and beans. It's cheap. You can get them at the grocery store, and if you see a patriot who may be trying to fight the good fight with you and they need something to eat, you can throw them a couple bags, send them on their way, and they continue to do their work while you do what you need to do. It's portable, it's easy, it's a complete protein and a complete carbohydrate. Can you get sick of it? Yeah, okay, but at least you'll be alive and you'll have something to eat, and they keep for a very long time. And worst case scenario, you can sprout the beans and have fresh greens. They don't taste very good, but you can do it, okay? And you're gonna have to think about other foods. If you're planning on staying where you're put, then you're gonna need to get a home defense weapon. Shotguns are preferred for a lot of like apartments or house dwellings or what have you. By all means, keep them out of the reach of children. You know, if you need to educate, don't touch this. You know, whatever you need to do, keep them out of the reach of children, but also handy so you can get to them if you absolutely need to. Uh, if you don't own a firearm, buy one, learn how to use it. That's critical because you may need one. Hopefully not, by the grace of God you won't, but if you do, then you'll be ready. The time to learn how to use a firearm is not when somebody who already knows how to use one has one pointed at you. Okay? So get your food set, get your storable food put aside, drill your family on if they're out on the town, how to get together a meeting point and to some place where y'all can be safe and to contact each other. It could get dicey. If you have a network of other friends who are awake, you know, share with them, get together with them, and exchange ideas on things that you can do to keep your little community safer. Um, Above all, don't panic. You know, it's a bad situation, yeah, of course. You know, it has been for a long time, and it's getting worse. Uh, don't panic. That's not going to help anything. Just keep a clear head and plan things before you actually need them. Okay. If you're living in a neighborhood, one thing I want you to pay particular attention to is my wife and I noticed driving through neighborhoods that are surrounded by a high wall and a lot of fences. You know, it's kind of, you know, if something pulls up and shuts off the entrance, you know, exit to the community, you need another way to get out. Be thinking of things like this. A bug out bag, B-O-B. Do a search for it on YouTube. You see a lot of great ideas. Bug out bag is just a quick backpack or something that you could have some clothes, some spare food, and a few items that you need to get by in case you have to grab the bag and go. Because it is a realistic scenario that they could come raid the neighborhoods. I mean, look at the gun confiscations in New Orleans. It's not like there's not precedents. So just prepare for it and hope you don't need it. Um, it's a lot better to go overboard in your preparations than to go underboard and wind up hit, because you don't want to be out there without any food or, you know, whatever situation. It could get dicey. Just keep that in mind. This happens all over the world, and now with the administration in office now, it's looking even less and less, you know, more and more likely it's going to happen and less secure for Americans. Um, so those are the three primary things I think as a new person you need to know. Now, what are we doing about it? Well, there's a lot of things. A lot of people are doing a lot of things. The Campaign for Liberty, John Birch Society, writing your congressman is about the best that we can do right now. But, you know, a lot of people are really trying to push, oh, let's get this going. Let's get, you know, it's not always a good idea, not especially not now. And I might draw some heat for this, but you weren't awake. And just prior to 5 months ago, I wasn't awake. But now we have, I'm very prepared right now. My wife and I are prepared, and we're getting even more so every day. So the longer it holds off, the better time I have to prepare. The more time I have to wake up my friends, which we have done. You know, we've probably waken up maybe 20 people in just the past 5 months, turning them on to videos. You know, say, hey, watch this video. Loose change is a real easy one to get them into it. They can start to see some of the things that are going on, and then they'll ask for more. And just feed them a little at a time. Don't come at them like a screaming zealot, because you'll turn them off quick. And don't expect them to understand where you're coming from, because they don't know what you know yet. And when they do, then you'll be able to talk to them on a level. Just bring them along easy, you know, and try to educate them as best you can without scaring them, because it is pretty scary. So prepare. You're not alone. Get right with your Creator and arm yourself and learn how to use it. That's my best advice. Oh, and a bug out bag is always an excellent idea. And have a plan, where you're going to go, what you're going to do. Start to think of any scenario that you can come up with that might happen, and what you would do in that case. Just run it through your mind. There's plenty of videos here, plenty of people here. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, then you know you can email me. I'm kind of hard to reach when I'm traveling, but there's other patriots also, and we're all in this together. So hang in there, don't panic, and we're going to get through this. Good night.